it was $104 US here. And that's when you start to realize that ideology maybe doesn't matter as much as you thought. Corruption. If you take people's standard of living and you tank it through filth and crime and inflation, and they literally can't buy the groceries they want, at that point, maybe it matters less what you say or whether you're a good person or a bad person. You're wrecking people's lives in their country, and that's what our leaders have done to us. And coming to a Russian grocery store, the heart of evil, and seeing what things cost and how people live, it will radicalize you against our leaders. That's how I feel anyway, radicalized.
Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Double honor to the other apostles and the bishops, a great millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us is true. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful of the tabernacle of David. I'm the elder Yashua with a quick Tuckr sucker. There's other words, but I'm trying to keep it as clean as I can. Why Tuckr really got fired by Hustle Bitch. His name used to be Hustle Bitch. But Hustle Man. Why Tuckr really got fired. Now let's play the beginning of this and let it play through a couple of minutes. But what does this mean? See, what they're saying, I'm not exactly sure when this was recorded, but I think what this is saying is that he was still at Fox. Why would he do this while he was still at Fox? Or why would he do this at all? Why would he go to Russia and badmouth Babylon the Great? He's comparing Russia to Babylon the Great, and at the end of this broadcast, this probably went out on Fox News. At the end of it, he says what? He feels the R word. Okay?
Radicalized.
He's what? That leads into who he is today. Who is he today? Well, he's about to run for president, isn't he? Starting his own party, stirring up the pot after coming down to the camp. Okay? So, right now, he's the radical candidate. He's going against the grain in everything. And it started way back in when he called himself a what? A radical. So this is all part of what? Of a play. Let's get the play. And it's nothing new. It's just more evidence comes out now. This guy's positioned himself, right, to take over for Trump, him and Candace Owens. If Tuckr runs on a ticket with Candace Owens, right, what's going to happen to Tuckr? Somebody going to take him down or whatever. Whatever play they're about to play. So let's get 2:2. And Satan is in the detail. The devil is in the details. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest, in order that, let's see. Lest Satan, Satan the adversary, lest your adversary Satan, 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, his schemes. This is a scheme, okay? Tuckr is running a scheme, and it's a long, because these people are chosen a long time ago. I was on Facebook, and I saw this old picture. I wish I could find it. I went and looked real quick, and I couldn't find it on, it didn't come up in Google Images, but it was an old picture of a young Obama, and he was like, he had to be 13, 15, right? And I've never seen. And I observed the picture, and it looked completely real and where it was supposed to be in time, meaning this, you had to have been born during that time to understand that that picture was real, okay? And I made that assessment, okay? And what the picture was, it was a picture of a young Obama with Arnold Schwarzenegger. right? And they were in uh, somewhat erotic pose where he was like pointing at Obama's genitals or something like that, indicating that something of that nature was going on. And I saw that, right? And when you understand that, okay, that that's what's going on at that level, right? Then you understand if Tucker Carlson moves into place to run for president, that's all part of a play that goes way back. It's a script. Obama was part of the script. And Tucker, the way Tucker's moving right now. Okay, look at Tucker after he went down to the camp. So we need a timeline. Okay, we need a timeline of when this guy got fired from Fox, when he did this interview right here, and when he came down to the camp, because it's all connected. All right, we are to keep our eye on Tucker and what they have planned for him. Why? In order that Satan might not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his scheme, evil scheme. He's the one saying, the land of evil, and all you Edomites are working together. Okay? And this is the play. Okay? When Tucker came down to the camp, he was told about what? The Edomites. That's all of y'all. He went back. They huddled up and came with their plan. We're watching it unfold. Okay? Watch this. Let's say this. Let's say this. And they know I'm going to be right, so they're going to explain their way around it and say, no, we don't think so because of this, that, that. And then we'll watch what happens in real time. Okay? We will watch what happens in real time. Will Tucker Carlson, will he run for president? Choose Candio just to, see what they're going to say. They're going to say something stupid. Tucker Carlson has publicly and privately stated that he has no plans to run for president in 2028, and figures close to him, such as Marjorie, have dismissed the rumors, while Candace Owens has voiced strong support for a hypothetical Carlson potential bid. No running mate or official campaign exists. Did you answer my question? You did. The answer is yes. Strong support for that. That means it's in the pipeline, but the way that they're going to present it is going to be spectacular. Okay, so you can't see it. I see it. Okay. Owens has ruled out her own run and stated she would back Carlson if he ever chose her. If he won and he chose her as a running mate, then she would say yes. Okay. That's 2026, June 7th. With what she's doing right now and the campaign that she's running, She's running for president. Okay? And these people know that I'm right, and they're trying to discourage that. Political realignment. What has that got to do with him running for president? He formerly split from the Republic. That doesn't mean shit. So you're just throwing shit out as smoke, right? No official campaign. No, he hasn't told anybody yet. But he sure is positioning himself, is he not? Does it seem as though Tuckr Carlsbad is positioning himself to run? The answer should be an unequivocal yes, but this motherfucker can try to explain a no in there and cast doubt. You got to kind of be matter of fact about it too. Just say yes. That's a yes. This is a yes. It's fueling heavy speculation about a 2028 presidential run by, it doesn't matter by what. Answer my fucking question. Just say yes. However, so you're real quick to put some conjecture up there, right? It says, you should have put Tuckr Carlsbad in heavy speculation with people like Candace Owens ready to back it. But here's what you're doing. You're casting doubt on what I said. And that's fine. That's your job. No, he's in the political process, whatever Tucker's doing, right? If you talk about a third party, what are you doing? You are shaking up the political process. So by default, Tuckr, right, talking about a third party, he's campaigning, right? He's running indirectly. He hasn't put his hat in the ring yet. You understand? But just by simply preparing the ground, the soil, by following, breaking it up, that's what he's doing. And cultivating a run is what he's doing. And that's how you're supposed to do it. All right, so whatever this is, this bullshit misdirection, that doesn't pass shit. Why skeptics that? I didn't ask you that. I asked you, does it seem like he's, and the answer is a clear yes. I didn't ask you for all of this doubt and bullshit. Okay? But there it is. Let me convince you otherwise. No, I asked that. You answered and said yes, but you made sure to make it ambiguous, if you will, without answering, right? And what am I saying? Let's get this real quick. See, you can't fool a man of the Lord. He's operating on a different operating system. Let what? Your what? Yea. What the hell does that mean? Anything beyond this point, Matthew 5:37, all you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this point comes from the evil one. Let's go back to the evil one. You understand? You can't just run a game on the men of the Lord. We're operating on a different set of rules. Now, Tucker is fueling heaven. I asked the juror, does it seem as though Tucker's positioning himself to run? Yes. Let your yay be yay. No. He didn't say nothing like that. But what you did is you set up the devil right here. And this is how, right, your enemy talks. Go over to Mississippi and listen to these motherfuckers talk. Around, did you kill somebody? Well, we were friends. My best friend. Right? Did you kill another? Well, we were best friends. Nigga, that's not what I asked you. I asked you if you're the motherfucking devil. See, because in order to know who the devil is, right? Sirach 12 and 10, never trust thine enemy, for like as thine wrath, so is his wickedness. You got to know who you are. You got to know who Yahweh Shemiyah Shai is, because that's how you learn who your enemy is. All right? Anyway, Tucker's your enemy. Came down to the camp, right? Doing what? Doing what they do. Psalm 83 and 6, the tabernacles of Edom. Let's start off the spot real quick. Eve, the 2/3, the tabernacle of Edom. Psalm 83 and 6, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. It goes into our enemies. Here they are. Okay? If you know who you are, Most High's people, here are your enemies. Here's a list. Okay? So the point is, never trust them. Why? Because they're lying to you. Oh, they come down. Oh, it's just walking by. No, not just walking by. You're getting a face-to-face with the Most High's men. Why? Because you're making your plans, your schemes. And now this run, right? Why are you in Russia right now calling yourself a T-word? Well, I'm a radical. Really? Because that's what you're about to call us. Right? What's really going on over there? Tucker, my boy.
It will radicalize you against our leaders. That's how I feel anyway. Radicalized.
With that, we pray that the elector had fun.